What kind of title screen is that? Episode Doske? What is this, a TV series? Is this what Final Fantasy is being reduced to? Splitting a game into episodes and selling them individually? Do they think the kids can't handle buying a full game in one? Was Jenkins thinking, hey, if we split a game into parts and sell them separately, the kids will think they're getting better value for money? Yeah, I'm onto you, Jenkins, despite the fact you don't exist. Well, at least they've finally stopped spelling new game in block capitals on the title screen. It's about time, guys. Well, let's start. What? They put the story in the loading screens now? How lazy is that? They can't even be bothered to tell it in cutscenes. What if I'm playing this 10 years in the future and the game loads in half a second, Square Enix? What then? Nobody's going to be able to read this. Anyway, look at this text. A city skyline, technology. It sounds just like my game.
You're a harsh judge, Cloud.
Yeah, no offense, Noctis, but I can't help deconstructing Final Fantasy games. So I hope you're ready to hear a lot from me.
No sweat.
Right. Oh, there is cutscenes. Did those glaciers just float onto his head there? Smartphones in a Final Fantasy game? What the... That's just me with slightly less ridiculous hair. They didn't even try, did they? At least they got rid of that unicorn horn I've got. Seriously, smartphones? Well, it is supposed to be futuristic, I guess. Although 20 years from now, when technology changes in a way nobody would have predicted yet again, this'll look as outdated as the Jetsons. Just like everything that tries to predict the future does. Why even bother, guys? You're gonna look like idiots in 50 years.
What, they didn't have smartphones in the old games?
No, of course not. Smartphones hadn't even been invented back then. How many Final Fantasy games have you played?
I've heard something about those Final Fantasy games. You just choose options on a menu to fight, right? And the graphics are like all old and stuff. I'll pass on that.
What? Hey man, you've gotta play the old games.
No way, they're all old and stuff. New stuff's where it's at.
You don't know you're born, kid. Get off my lawn.
Ah, you old codger. I don't hang around old people because you're all like this. You think the stuff you did in the old days is so great? Yeah, it's not. It's bad compared to modern things. New things are always the best.
Man, I thought my name was ridiculous. Ignis? Gladiolus? Prompto? Did he take a wrong turn off the stage of a Shakespeare play?
Not technically,
These voice actors are the most laughable thing I've heard since PlayStation 1 games. Oh, I'm in control. It's impossible to tell that these days since they try to make everything look as cinematic as possible. Has anybody heard of full-arm sleeved shirts in Final Fantasy? Oh, that guy behind me, Hayes. That's the goofiest walk ever. I bet the animators just messed up the programming and made him slouch without meaning it. But they didn't have time to fix it. Would I like combat training? Man, in my game, I jumped off a train before the player knew what was going on and I got thrown into a battle right off the bat. No tutorials there. What kind of sword is that? It's a rectangle. It's literally a rectangle. How does that thing hurt anyone? Wait, I'm locked inside a coloured barrier and the battlefield is inside the actual world map. This is Quest 64! Talk about questionable sources for inspiration. Hey, this isn't a turn-based battle. What gives? And my guy's sword just disappears. Brother, now I finally appreciate why people make fun of my sword so much. But at least it's not a rectangle. What on earth? I can warp into the air and just hang there to get health. What kind of nonsense is that? So I can rocket up into the sky, but I can't walk outside an arbitrary blue square? A bit of consistency wouldn't go amiss, Square. Well, Anyway, I'd love to comment more on this epic, not at all overly drawn out tutorial battle, but I can't get over the shape of that guy's sword. Taking cover to restore MP? Is this a first-person shooter now? Yeah, that's what happens in first-person shooters. In case you didn't know, kids, at some point in the last 10 years or so, game developers grew up from the old days of shooter games where you had medical packs and health restoring items and stuff like that. They realised that when soldiers in real life get shot, they just run behind a boulder for a few seconds and all their wounds heal themselves. I can vouch for that. I was literally in a group called Soldier. Although in my case I used cure spells. Noctis, what a stupid name. And he starts the game at level 4. Why do they do that? What's the point of having a numbered level system if you're not going to start at 1? It just feels like they started you off playing the game part way through. Like you skipped the stuff he did when he was still level 1. Brother, I can't believe how long these tutorial battles going on for. Is this ever gonna end? This is basically Kingdom Hearts. Oh, Noctis, you're outside the blue barrier. Get back in there. They still can't program their own games to save their lives. You've had literally 30 years, guys. More if you count 3D World Runner and Raid Racer and those less than respectable Japanese PC games in the case of Enix. But never mind that.
Yeah.
Finally, the tutorial's over.
This is the way of the future, man. America knows what it's doing. Forget Japan. Japan made all those old Final Fantasy games, like what, 7 or 4, the bad games. Bring on the revolution!
You little whippersnapper! When I was your age, I was at least level 7. I had to fight my way through a Mako reactor every time I started the game. Take your jacket off or you won't get the benefit when you go outside. Be a responsible and productive citizen.
Don't tell me what to do, old man.
Your hair's not ridiculous enough. It's too American and reasonable.
What are we looking at?
This creature is known as a saber tusk. It skewers prey with its tusks, extracting game from the safety and comfort of
Wow,
burrows.
I would not have guessed that the saber tusk used its tusks to attack things. Thank goodness we've got you here, Ingress. Did they have someone to explain that the monsters were possibly going to try and attack you in the old games? No, they didn't. Well, hopefully the first real battle doesn't take 10 minutes like the last one. No, thank goodness. Brush your school, drink your teeth, and always stay in milk. Take it from me, I flunked college. Eat your greens. Take breaks at sensible intervals when playing video games. Wash your face at least twice a day. Proceed to the next bus stop if you've been waiting for at least 5 minutes. Vote Conservative. Harbour some politically incorrect opinions that don't reveal themselves often, but when they do it makes everyone feel uncomfortable. Be generally disrespected by the younger generation until they become exactly like you and realise you were right about everything all along. Don't spread so much butter on your toast. Go to bed early and get up early. Read the news daily. Have a firm handshake. Don't get obsessed with fads and transitory societal causes. Your teenage breakup with your girlfriend might seem like the end of the world now, but you'll be looking back and laughing your head off that you cared in 10 years. Be willing to acknowledge the legitimacy of other people's opinions. Don't feel sorry for yourself. Accept setbacks and don't let it get you down. You'll understand when you're older. Try sympathising with people you don't like. Rant at length about trivial things like whether you have enough bread to last another week without buying more, as if anyone cares, let alone as if it matters in the first place. Is this supposed to be such an improvement over the old games? I'm just walking up to things and pressing the same button over and over again. This isn't an advance, this is a step back. They've gone back to those old side-scrolling beat-em-ups from the early 90s like Final Fight. They went out of fashion 20 years ago. Square Enix is just late to the party. Seriously, I bet it's just like those games where you have to stop a taken after a few hits and walk away or they'll strike back. And just like us idiot kids back in the arcades, and probably the kids now as well, just keep standing there and trying to kill them, taking all the hits and getting killed themselves and then calling the game cheap. mean, why did it not occur to anyone to just move to the side every once in a while? Did you really think they were just going to let you stand there and keep pressing the pouch button? Are we going to be breaking open trash cans and eating burgers we find inside them?
Modern games are the best, don't deny it, Cloud.
No way, I'm not impressed. You gave fly, don't be proud. All these are superior without question, kid.
Your glasses are ghost tinted. What if I don't want to spend hours leveling to move on?
If you kids had an ounce of skill, you'd win at level 1.
Awful translations and graphics long gone.
There's no thing that beats Paul.
Voices.
No, just text. K-G choose.
Orchestras are baked.
Baked, not a word.
Your love of old games is absurd.
So then tell me what's all this DLC nonsense, Bonnie boy? I already bought the game. Why should I have
I
to
would
pay
rather
more?
pay $1 more for just an extra stage than pay $50 to rescue Donkey Kong from an 8-bit cage. Cheap death glitches, 10 minutes and you are done. So many problems infest these classics you talk about.
Plain music, zero challenge, ain't like a phone. New games just like the cloud. Oh no 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 no.
First-person shooters are all the rage.
Turn-based combat spider. Get on my page. You're saying
90 MP's bad for a sage.
Anyway, this is the most recent Final Fantasy game, so this was made around the same time as that remake I found out about. Yeah, there is a remake of my game. That's right, Final Fantasy VII has a remake, and it looks just like this, so you'd better start giving the classics some credit, Noctis.
I'll play it, only if they make it modern. Cut out all that bad oldness. Make it like this, then I'll consider it.
Well, you might be getting your wish coming true, because that remake looks as bad as what Realm's sketch ability does to the integrity of your game cartridge. I bet it's awful. I haven't seen much of it, but I just know. Square aren't the same anymore. Their games have to be completely serious and straight-faced these days, while still being completely ridiculous. I bet you can say goodbye to Barrett throwing someone at the TV screen. Jenkins held his Final Fantasy VII remake meeting and he said, "Okay guys, our games are deep and profound now. We are not kids anymore, so that part where Barrett throws someone at the TV and the screen shakes is got to go." Yeah, that'll be what Jenkins said. I'm sure Jenkins still works there and exists in the first place. And I know for a fact they're going to cut the part where I dress myself up pretending to be a girl. You know why? Because I already look like a girl going by that trailer. I know I look a tad bit effeminate as it is, but talk about turning up the dial. Man, I dread to think what modern sensibilities are going to do to my game. There's probably going to be a button that shows up if you die twice that lets you skip the dungeon. All the enemies will give 10 times the experience they used to, so you never have to spend time leveling up and the game's a breeze. All the item prices will be sliced by half. The translation won't be atrocious. You'll get hints on how to unlock the insanely obscure secrets. They'll fix all the glitches. Wait, who am I kidding? That won't happen. The first tutorial boss will take 20 minutes to describe all the mechanics in painful detail. Well, yeah, that definitely will happen if this game's tutorial was anything to go by. The giant snake on the overworld will have a bow tie and a big smiley face so it doesn't terrify the kids. I'll probably just be running down a hallway the entire game. Final Fantasy VII, more like Final Fight VII. Oh well. One thing's for sure, I'm definitely going to play the game no matter how newfangled it is. You know why, Noctis?
No, let me guess. So you can rant like an old man about how it's too new.
No, because I've never played the original game all the way through. Even back when it came out. I don't remember why anymore, but I seem to recall I had a very good reason. For that matter, I don't even remember most of what happened in real life either. The stuff the game was based on. Now that I think about it, I think I only ever played the game up to the point I remember in real life too. Then I just stopped.
Have a look at
Ain't
this.
strange?
Yeah, that is kind of strange. You losing your memory, Gramps?
I don't know anymore. Oh well, I'll have to bring Iris round and we can commentate over it together. Hey, that's a great idea. But that'll take a lot of perseverance, because every time I bring up Iris, Tifa tries to change the subject. Why doesn't she get it? I'm not into her. Iris is more than enough for me. Man, if anything ever happened to Iris, I don't know what I'd do. Alright, quests. Well, I have to hand that to them. My game didn't bother telling the players what quests they were doing. You just have to keep this stuff in your head back then. Or maybe they tried to put a menu in for quests, but it accidentally caused the Squaresoft office to blow up, so they took it out. Man, with all the advanced technology they are working with these days, they'd better be careful. One of these days, the glitches might end up blowing up the universe, like that Large Hadron Collider that's not supposed to actually do that, apparently. Or that stupid meteor superstition everyone was banging on about in Midgard back in the day. That was such a popular idea, they even put it in the game. The Dragoon jump skill. Yeah, completely stripped of any and all context from its original appearance. Well, there's still experience apparently, and it gets a bonus if I do well in battle. Yeah, where was that in the 90s, Square? Or Enix for that matter. Enix 10 hours leveling up Dragon Warrior. You know, this game seems like good fun, but we're just sort of running around a massive field. When are things going to get interesting? Well, actually this game's kind of starting like my game in some ways. I don't have a clue who these characters are. I don't know why we're here. I don't know what we're doing. Oh no, robots! Come get some, guys! I'll slice you up with an Omni Slash! Oh, sorry, Noctis. You've got a lot of training to do before you can pull that off. Assuming it's even in the game. Hey, I need to do more training before I can pull that off again. My glory days are over, folks. I let myself sleep, lounging on the couch, eating fried mooglies. Oh wow, a new quest! Sleep! Things are heating up now! Actually, is it just me, or did it go from daylight to pitch black in half a minute? What? I've got to set up camp to level up? What is this? One of those old Western RPGs from the 70s or whatever? Hey, I thought you were above that, Square. Ugh, this is supposed to be Japanese. We don't do that stuff. Next, we'll be making non-linear story choices and generally not being railroaded down a fixed, inflexible plotline, which it's kind of feeling uncomfortably close to at the minute. You could have put these characters in the Skyrim world map and you wouldn't have noticed the difference. We'd better be forced to go to a specific town soon, or I'll be seriously displeased by the absence of a restriction to my freedom. Postman apart, the voicemail with his cat. XXY. Postman Pat, something French. Postman Pat is his name. Postman Pat is the game when he delivers mail. Postman Pat. Postman Pat. I think that's enough of that. Sandy, what on earth are you wearing, woman? Did these turn into Dukes of Hazzard? Man, I think Square's finally sold out to the West. They've fallen in love with non-Japanese sensibilities.
It's alive!
It's alive? The line from Frankenstein? I'm on to you, Square. Throwing all these references in here. It's all a secret message about how they want to be American. Man, being American is just about the most awful thing imaginable. Oh, so there is a plot? Well, man, it's about time. 2 hours in. Gods? Prophecies? At the rate we're going with all these wasted influences and ditching the classic Japanese RPG conventions, I'm inclined to suspect we won't be killing all the gods at the end of the game. I can't believe I'm saying that! Oh well, the demo's over. Well, what did you make of that, Noctis? Where'd you go?